What's up, guys? Frugal BC got some huge Algorand news today, a big slate of good stuff, and we'll have even more tomorrow, so keep in tune, but some really awesome stuff. First off, Lofty AI making the Financial Times. That's a huge publication for them to get in front of. Big news for Algorand. What's behind the big spike in daily active addresses? We'll explain that and what was going on there. Para Wallet releasing a new updated features section and support for a new ledger feed, both iOS and Android. We will talk about that. Plus, is there a new VPN being built on Algorand Rails? We'll look into that news. And finally, we'll dive into the big Coinbase Quest numbers and how much this benefited the Algorand community. So we're going to look at all that today on Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you like this kind of content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. It works just fine that way too. And we have channel memberships for only $1. You can sign up on the community tab, so go check that out. And you can get these videos before anyone else, so be sure to check that out on the main page. And we're brought to you by non-fungible domains, which is, if you want that .algo address, makes doing things in the Algorand community so much easier. Plus, they got vaults and segments, lots of cool features on that, so go check that out in the description below. And I want to say, we've been doing live streams on Friday, so keep an eye out for that. Sometimes on Thursday too, but mostly Fridays. Kind of enjoying that. I want your feedback on the live streams too. So if you like the balance with early in the week we do some videos and then we end Friday with a live stream, let me know what you think about that. Otherwise, let's just get to this news. We got Lofty AI making the Financial Times. This is big news, guys. This is pretty awesome. This news comes from Jerry Chu himself, who is the CEO and co-founder of Lofty AI. He says, Lofty AI was recently featured on a Financial Times article, both in print and digital. The traditional media publications haven't always covered blockchain technology or companies building in this space in the most positive way. But with real builders in the space, it's only a matter of time. People are wondering about the next blockchain cycle, and I think this time it will finally be the cycle of actual businesses using blockchain to solve real-world problems for users. And he has a link to the story. Let's just look at this story really quick. Crypto has designs on real estate. Buying blockchain-listed slices of property is a nascent, niche, and troubled market. Can it find its feet beyond the crypto crowd? So we're not going to read this whole thing, but it's named here. Property tokenization companies such as Lofty, Realty, and Housebit offer a range of buildings to invest in using either cryptocurrency or standard bank deposits. I think, is Realty also on Algorand? I think so, but the one I'm most familiar with is Lofty. Now, to be fair, I haven't always been the biggest fan of Lofty and some of the stuff they do. And some of it's not really their fault. It's just the realities of what it means when you tokenize properties. As I pointed out last time, the value that they were giving you based on just the price appreciation of the property isn't really the value of the token you hold, because the value of the token you hold is what someone else will pay for it. And as we found, that's much, much less. You can see my Lofty review to find out why I felt like that, and kind of for my deeper explanation of it in my latest review. You can find it on my channel, probably link above here, so check that out. In the meantime, let's get to the next news item. Some of you might have noticed there was a huge spike in daily active addresses on Algorand, but what was behind it? What was the deal there? Well, there's actually a pretty simple explanation, so let's look at this quick explanation. This is from Allo, which is one of the Algorand explorers on Algorand. We'll take a look. We're actually going to look at it, and tomorrow we're going to look at a new explorer, by the way, and we're going to check that out. But in the meantime, have you noticed the recent spike in transactions and daily active addresses on Algorand? This was caused by Nodely tidying up the ledger. Here's what happened. Pending rewards before the transactions, 500K accounts were still marked with pending rewards. Those were accumulated as passive staking rewards before April 2022. Technical note, in order for an account to materialize its pending rewards, it has to send to receive a transaction. The spike, that's why Nodely decided to send transactions to every idle account still showing pending rewards. By doing so, all the balances are now updated and there are no more pending rewards on mainnet. Hat tip to Nodely for the cleanup. So, but a lot of this is just, basic housekeeping, but it's good. It's good to have that explanation, because you might see that spike and think, whoa, what's going on here? Maybe something big is afoot. Not really that big, just kind of housekeeping, but good to know. Our next thing is a couple of new features on Para. I think these are really good things. So not the hugest deal in the world, but pretty interesting. So let's take a look. This is from Para Wallet. New feature improvement, introducing our revamped favorites section in dApps. You can now easily manage all your favorite dApps and links. So this is really cool because you can just kind of have everything set up right in your favorites, favorite dApps right in your Para wallet, so you don't have to do all the navigating. I still like to do mine on the laptop. Yeah, so but maybe I'll have to try this out more. Yeah, even Astro Explorer's on here. Well, that's pretty cool. I wonder what that's like to play in the app itself. I might have to check that out. That's pretty cool. Someone added about using NFTs as wallpapers. Yes, we're looking at the ability to change the image for your wallet. And he also says they're having more privacy features in the works. So a lot of cool stuff going on with Para. I like that they're building a lot. Some good news there for sure. Let's look at our next item. Oops, actually, not next item. Actually, let's look at this other thing item about support for Ledger, Flex, and Stacks on iOS and Android. Let's take a look at this. iOS users, be on the lookout for release 5.14.5 Ledger, Flex, and Stacks support. And by the way, there's a similar one for Android users. They've just put out 2 different posts. And in case you're wondering what that is, these are the 2 different hardware wallets, and the Stacks is about $399. Flex is only $249, as you can see. And they have the screens too, so that's pretty cool. Now, having support for those, that's a big deal. I know a lot of people ask me about Ledger support for some of these dApps and other things. So this is a good step in that direction. This one I'm really excited to get to. A lot of people, you might use a VPN to get around some I shouldn't say paywalls, but geo borders and things like that. I'm not thinking of the right phrase for that, but you know what I'm talking about, where you can't use something because of a country restriction. Well, this helps you get around it, but apparently there's one being built on Algorand rails. So let's take a look at this. This is from Fry Networks. Fry Networks is building a decentralized network of decentralized networks on Algo. They mentioned Algo in their thing here, and we're getting closer and closer to launching our DVPN, so a decentralized virtual private network. To help shape the pricing, we'd love your input. Please answer the poll below to let us know what you'd be willing to pay for P2P DVPN. It looks like most people were around the $10 a month. So Fred Estante, who's recently been welcomed back to Twitter because he's in Brazil, and you might know what happened with Twitter and Brazil. They shut down the network. Fred Estante back online. Happy to see him. He asked about sharing more info. So here's what Fry Networks had to say. Yeah, our P2P DVPN would be powered by our bandwidth miners that are spread throughout the world. Since it will be pure P2P, it'll be harder for governments to block our VPN. Currently, there will be no free plan, only monthly or yearly payments, all of which will be made in Fry. So you got to use the Fry token. I don't really love that, but rather, if it was an Algorand, I'd probably like that better. Or a USDC option is usually what you want for payments, so you don't start a taxable event. But okay. In the future, we plan to add additional features like multi-hops, allowing bandwidth miner hosts to choose what to block or not to block, thus enhancing security on the host side of things. And I said to be willing to answer other questions. I think this is a really cool project. I don't like that they'll be made in Fry. I'd much rather have it Algo or more likely a USDC option. But I think it's so cool that a VPN is being built on Algorand. This is a cool project, and I think it'll help the Algorand ecosystem a lot. And finally, as you know, Algorand participated in the Coinbase Quest program, which was not available to people in the US, unfortunately, but it was to people worldwide. And what that meant, it was basically a series of things that would walk people through actually using real projects in the Algorand ecosystem, including non-fungible domains, which is a sponsor of the show. And well, they recently shared some final numbers on what came of that. So why don't we dive into these numbers here? This is straight from the Algorand Foundation. Impact of Coinbase Quest on Algorand. Para Wallet saw 141,000 new downloads, welcoming a massive influx of new wallet addresses into the Algorand ecosystem. That's huge, guys. That's 140,000 potential new customers of Algorand, and that's what you want to see. Tiny Man had 120,000 unique wallets. Folks 105, Exa Market 85,000, and non-fungible domains with 27,000 plus unique wallets. So very, very cool. That was a big deal. That just added a whole bunch of people to the ecosystem, and this is what you want to see. Now, I know people are going to say, what about price? Well, you know what? In 2021, we saw it took till February. It was mid-February when Algorand's price started popping up. So, there's no guarantee that things will happen the way they did last time, but that's what happened. So I think you want to be a little patient, and if it doesn't happen in February, then you might be worrying. And I don't know. Algorand hasn't been a huge price mover compared to some of the other coins, but everything kind of goes up quite a bit during the bull market. Like I said, we're not there yet. We still have to get through Bitcoins, which is probably closer to Thanksgiving, Christmas. So out of 120,000 wallets, 99.5% were brand new, driving 4.2 million on-chain transactions. I love that. And Michael Jordan, who's recently, probably has this in here, he's recently become ecosystem support for the Algorand Foundation, which is super cool. Congrats, Michael, on that. Very cool. But yeah, a lot of positivity here. And I've found like a lot more positivity in the Algorand space lately compared to normal. So that's really good to see. But also, yeah, I'm really happy just to see these numbers. And I think this is a huge success for Algorand. And so stay patient out there. I think the price action is still to come. As I said, I hold a lot of other coins besides Algorand. So I think it's a good idea to have exposure to multiple chains, probably at least 12, 8 to 12. At least in traditional investing, 12 minimizes downside risk enough that it makes it worthwhile. So you always want a good, nice basket of crypto. I've got several. I've gone through that portfolio, and you can watch those videos. I talked about it with the next block as well. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate that. Like I said, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. Works just fine that way too. And check out our sponsors and our other goodies down below in the description. Check out our live stream on Friday. We got some big ones coming up, so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, I'm FrugalBC. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the future.